Hi everyone, I'd love to share this little cutie with you today, a grape cream cupcake. This one mostly uses basic stitches, with just one slightly special stitch for the cupcake ruffle. I'll walk you through it nice and slow when we get there. And I'll also skip repetitive rounds so you don't have to sit through the same steps over and over. It's a great beginner-friendly project, and once finished, it makes a really sweet key, desk decoration, or even a handmade gift. If you want an easier way to follow along, I also have a full PDF pattern available in my Etsy shop. For materials, I'm using DK milk, cotton yarn, and a 3mm hook. You can also substitute with similar yarn you already have. Just keep in mind the size may turn out slightly different. Alright, let's get started. Alright, so we're starting with the cupcake body, just 8 single crochets into a magic ring. Chain 1 here, this one doesn't count. Go ahead and pop a marker in that first stitch. Nice and slow. I'm using stitch markers on each round to make it easier to follow. And pull that tight. I like to make it a bit tighter here so there are no gaps in the middle. Then slip stitch to join. Round 1, done. Okay, round 2. Chain 1 and marker in the first stitch. Just 8 increases all the way around. Just continuing around with single crochets. Slip stitch to join. Good job, that's round 2 finished. We're sitting at 16 stitches. Now we're starting round 3. Just chain 1 here, and pop your marker in. One single crochet, then 1 increase. Just repeat that 8 times around. Just single crochet and increase all the way around. Take your time, and I'll speed this part up a little. Okay, slip stitch to join, and that puts us at 24 stitches. By now you've probably noticed the pattern. We always start each round with a chain 1, and it doesn't count as a stitch, and every round still ends with a slip stitch to join. Alright, round 4. This is just 3 single crochets and an increase repeated 6 times around. It's a simple repeat, so feel free to speed this part up and just focus on your own rhythm. That brings us to 30 stitches for this round. Round 5 starts now. This round is a full pattern repeat. 2 single crochets, 1 increase, then 2 single crochets, repeated 6 times around. This step isn't complicated, it just takes a little patience, so make sure your stitch count stays accurate as you go. If you're a beginner, you can quickly count your stitches at the end of each repeat to keep track of your progress. Just move at your own pace here. And that's round 5. We now have 36 stitches. Okay, round 6. We're working in the back loop only here, the loop farthest from you, just 36 single crochets around. Make sure you're going into the correct loop here. This part can affect your shaping later if it's off. Take your time here, it's a simple repeat. Just make sure you're going into the correct stitch. And that's round 6. That brings us to 36. From round 7 to 11, it's all the same 36 single crochets each round. I'll speed this part up for you, and we'll meet again at the color change in round 12. On that last stitch, pull your loop up a little taller. You should have 2 loops on your hook now. Now we're ready to change yarn. Take your new color and pull it through. Now we're switching yarn. Slip stitch to join, and that puts us at 36 stitches. Okay, round 12, back loop only, just 36 single crochets around. This section will be a bit faster, just keep an eye on your stitch placement. And that's round 12, so we're at 36 stitches now. Rounds 13 through 15 are the same, just 36 single crochets around. I'll be right here when you're done. Okay, round 16. This is a decrease round. 2 single crochets, 1 decrease, 2 single crochets, repeated 6 times around 30 stitches in total. A decrease means working 2 stitches together as one. Now we'll repeat that pattern all the way around. That's the end of that round. That brings us to 30 stitches. Alright, round 17. 3 single crochets, then 1 decrease, and repeat that 6 times. I'll do the first couple with you, then we'll speed through the rest. That's the end of that round, and we're at 24 stitches. Now round 18, and we're working in the front loops only. 1 single crochet, 1 decrease, 1 single crochet, and repeat that 6 times around. We'll continue the same way around. That's the end of that round, and that brings us to 18 stitches. Now we're moving on to stuffing. Just fill it firmly as you go. We've finished stuffing, so now we'll start closing the piece. Round 19. 1 single crochet, 1 decrease, repeated 6 times around. Take your time here, it's simple, just watch that your stuffing doesn't peek out. Slip stitch to join, and we're done with the round. Now just leave a long tail for closing. There we go, we'll thread the tail onto a tapestry needle. So we're at 12 stitches now. We'll pick up the front loops and sew through every other stitch to close. For closing, I use the front loops only and pick up every other stitch. It makes a nice, neat finish for amigurumi. On the last stitch, pull it tight to close. That's your perfect finish. Really satisfying to see it come together. Just weave in the remaining yarn tail into the stitches to secure it. And that's the body complete. Really nice progress so far. Now let's move on to the fun part, adding the cream border on top of our cupcake. We'll be working into the front loops we left earlier. Just pick any stitch around to begin. Chain 1 here, this one doesn't count, then single crochet in that same stitch. Chain 3, and slip stitch into the second chain from the hook. Half double crochet here, so yarn over, go into the stitch, and pull through all 3 loops at once. Skip 2, then go ahead and make 2 single crochets. It's a repeating pattern, just slightly more complex than single crochet. You can take this part a little slower, it's just a repeating pattern all the way around. We're at the final group now. It's just one less single crochet here, which is normal for shaping. Slip stitch into the first stitch to join, then chain 1 and fasten off, leaving a tail. We'll weave in the ends on the white section first, and if needed, you can lightly secure the cream border with a bit of glue. Okay, let's start adding the cream edging around the top of our cupcake. Just continue working into the front loops we prepared earlier. We'll start each group with 2 chains. then for incomplete half double crochets. If this is new, don't worry, it's just repeating the same stitch motion 4 times on your hook. Then yarn over and pull through all of them, skip one, and slip stitch into the next stitch. That's one group over 2 stitches, just repeat that 18 times around. This is just a repeating pattern, so you can take it a little slow. I'll show you the next couple of repeats, then we'll speed up the rest. Slip stitch to join, and that's our cream border finished. It really completes the look. Chain 1 to finish, and cut your yarn leaving a tail. Then we'll just weave in the ends to secure everything at the white section. And just hide the remaining yarn ends into the same color area to finish it off neatly. Now let's move on to the grape. We'll start with a magic ring, then chain 2. If this is your first time working an incomplete double crochet, don't worry, we'll go through it together slowly. Yarn over, insert into the ring, pull up a loop, then yarn over and pull through 2 loops. We'll repeat this 4 times in total. Then yarn over and pull through all the loops at once. Chain 1 and fasten off. And that completes our little grape decoration. We'll leave a tail, pull tight to close, tie a knot, and trim the excess yarn to finish it off. That gives us 6 grapes in total. and we'll repeat the same method for each one. Now let's move on to the leaf. We'll begin with a magic ring. Chain 2, then make 2 double crochets into the ring. Chain 2 again and slip stitch to join. That's 1 petal. Just repeat that 3 times total. Keep your tension nice and soft while you continue. That's everything finished. Cut the yarn, pull tight, and tie off. And that takes care of the leaf. Now let's move on to the assembly. This is where everything comes together. We'll start by placing the grapes onto the body and securing them with a little glue. Then we'll attach the leaves on top to finish the look. Just take your time here and adjust everything until it feels right. And there's your finished cupcake. Everything all put together. And that's it for today. Hope you enjoyed making it with me.